Giggs.
Yeah.
Instantly, like Ryan Giggs. And like I wasn't even like a tricky guy, just just running and delivering the ball, that kind of stuff. So yeah, Ryan Giggs, and then obviously the Rooney's and Ronaldo's. Eventually, I mean, that was an exciting team. It was an exciting team.
I mean, yeah, the mine has been like this since the 90s, man. It's been Cantona. It was Cantona, man.
Mm.
Cantona
was everything. Because me, initially, the funny enough was Syria. I was a Syria guy.
Yeah.
Early 90s and late 80s. Due to my dad, like I watched a lot of Syria. I was a huge Van Basten guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was Van Basten to the end.
Yes.
So like that was what I used to watch before. I was a Van Basten guy to the end. Then my switch to the Premier League actually started, I would say 95, 96, like first year Cantona time. And then they started showing a lot on cable. That's when they started showing on Eurosport. Because Eurosport is Italian. Yeah. The English did not come until like 95, 96. So that's kind of where it started. Dada. Oh, well, welcome everyone. Welcome to another episode of our pod. We're calling it Tik Tak podcast, and there's a reason why. Daniel is very up to date. More culture. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Tik Tak is basically how Spanish people say TikTok. Daniel, correct me if I'm saying.
No, you're right. Tik Tak.
Yeah, they say Tik Tak, and this is a reference to what's the guy's name?
Jose. Is it Jose or Jose? Yeah, Jose Pedro.
Jose Pedro. Yeah, the guy that does the El Chiringuito. Yeah, so he always does countdown. So this is the Tik Tak podcast. End of the transfer window pod. We have 3 guests here on. I'll start with Bola. First time this season, right? Is it first, second time? I'm not making that second time. I think it's your second time.
Does preseason count?
That was preseason. That's true. Okay. First time during the season. Thanks for joining us, Bola. We're going to come to you. I have some, I have some banter. Daniel, as always, thanks for coming.
Pleasure to be here.
Dada, thanks for joining us, European champions. Today, we're going to start with transfer windows. We'll talk about top 6 predictions, relegation. Then there'll be like an article that will publish after that. We always do this every season. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with Bola. Since it's your first time this season, Dada and Daniel have been here quite a number of time now. Tell us why FSG decided, to trick you guys first. They go to McDonald's and act like they want to buy a McD's. But they told you people, there's plenty rice at home. Eat the rice that's at home. We're not buying McDonald's for you. Like a proper African parent, there's plenty rice at home. They don't club, there's plenty rice at home. Eat the rice at home.
Man, I'm speechless. But I'm not surprised. That's the crazy thing about it. I'm really not surprised by these people. Like we have something good going on, and we all know that if you want to, there's one thing to get to the top. There's another thing to stay at the top. Mm-hmm. They're just not about it, and it's really disheartening. Like there's a big uproar amongst the Liverpool community. Everyone's kind of half in, half out, right? Half FSG in, half FSG out. And I really feel like for us especially that we're putting a lot of pressure on Jurgen Klopp and Michael Edwards. And if we don't do something, if they don't change their mindset, we risk losing them both. And that would be a big blow for Liverpool. If we lost Klopp, if we lost Michael Edwards, a report came out this week suggesting that he may be leaving. If we lose those two, we're in a lot of trouble. And there's a whole bunch of things I could say about the owners. I don't want to talk too much trash or too much mess, but they need to do better. That's what they're here for, right? They're here to support the club financially. They need to do better.
So I guess the question I have, so you guys brought in Konate. Who's the other transfers that you guys?
That's it.
Konate. Oh,
that's it.
If you had to rate that over 10, what do you call that?
Konate transfer. Konate was a great.
Not Konate. I'm saying like your transfer window over 10. If you had to rate that transfer window. Because I feel like you guys have holes in your squad. You tell me.
One and a half.
What did you
One and a
say?
half. One
One
and a
and
half.
a half.
1.5 out of 10. Like we have the African Cup of Nations coming up. Keita gone, Salah gone, Mane gone.
I forget that.
Firmino's already injured, and he's supposed to be out for like 2 to 4 months, depending on how quickly he can come back. Like we have major holes we needed to fill with somebody, and we're not asking for Mbappe or for a big. We know we can't do that, but we need some bodies in, and I think we let about 8 or 9 players go, including Shaqiri, Harry Wilson, Awoni, players that who may not have gotten game time for Liverpool for whatever reason, but still bodies on the squad that need to be replaced, and we haven't replaced any of them. And so I know braggadociously we argue that hey, we have the best 11 in the league, and I think our 11 is strong, right? And there's a couple other teams who have just as strong 11s as we do, but beyond our first 11, it goes downhill real quick.
Yeah.
And we need to address that. Thank God we've addressed the defense, but we went stale with our top 3 last year. So it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that fault line has holes because yeah, if anybody goes down, you see Firmino is down now, you're going to Origi. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still there.
He's still there.
Still there.
He's a legend. He's a legend. Don't get me wrong. I love the brother. He's a legend forever. But we need goals right now. And I just don't see it coming from Origi.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't either. What? So there's Minamino. Yeah. So Liverpool. Okay. 1.5 out of 10. That's
and Harvey Elliott can't be everyone's replacement. The boy is Genie Wijnaldum's replacement. He's this and that replacement. He can't be every single person's replacement. And these are the arguments that are coming out the Liverpool camp. Oh, we got Harvey Elliott.
He can play for online,
right? So
1.5 out of 10. 1.5. Do you guys lose Curtis Jones? Curtis Jones is still there?
Curtis Jones is still there, thank God.
Still there. Okay. Okay. Let's pivot to
1.5 is that's harsh though, because I think Klopp was it last season or season before says something about if you get your players to sign a new contract, that is almost like a new signing in itself.
Yeah, that's good old fashioned American marketing.
Right.
That's the company line. That is the line that FSG is passing down, and Klopp wants to keep his job too. So there's so much that you take, So
Ferguson used to say that a lot, right? Anytime we sign for goals, we sign to just like a new signing. He used to say that a lot. I remember that. Okay, Dada, tell us why Chelsea are going to win the quadruple. And okay, about your transfer window. Rate your transfer window first.
Hey, first, I mean, transfer window for Chelsea, I would say a strong 8 or 9 over 10. And for me, I look at 3 categories for transfer window. One, did you address your weaknesses, or did you address your weakness? That's one. So those are category 1. Category 2, did you offload dead weights? Right. So because every time we think of transfer window is always in but out. Like the business that you do on the outside also matters because of wages, team chemistry, and things like that. And the third is from a cost perspective, right? So if you go spend, I don't know, like €1 billion on transfer window and you get the best players, but you did spend €1 billion. So I'll start with the first part is Chelsea's weakness was very obvious from last season. I think even people who don't watch soccer, you grab a random person on the street and say, do you know Chelsea? What's their weakness? They'll tell you they need a striker. They don't even need a striker. They just needed a goal scorer, someone that could. And so right from the beginning, it was quite obvious what we're trying to do in the transfer window. We're trying to get either Haaland, and I think when that fell through, we went for Lukaku. So if you look at, okay, did we address our primary weakness? Yes, we did, and that was obviously we needed a goal scorer. So bam, we get full marks for that. The second thing that Chelsea needed, I felt, was a replacement for Kante, Jr., one of those guys. And I use the word replacement loosely because, as I reminded me, you can't replace Kante. He's almost irreplaceable. But can you get a decent a decent backup that can help you when Kante is injured. Uh, I'd say that was our secondary weakness. And on the last day, we did that with the player from Atletico Madrid, Saul. So that was good. So those are our two weaknesses. And the third area, we're trying to get Kwande from Sevilla. But for me, I saw them more as a luxury. So in that regards, 5/5, we address all our weaknesses. And then the second part is, did we offload? What does the exit look like? So we sold Tammy Abraham, we sold Tomari, which was already a done deal from AC Milan. We put some players on loan. Etan and Padu, some players went on loan. I think we finally sold Baba Yako. So I think there's still some
McGahey
players
too.
left. I'm
You
sorry.
sold, you sold McGahey to Crystal Palace.
Exactly. Yeah. So we, there were some players that we sold Zuma as well for pretty good money.
Yeah.
So there were some players that are still left on the roster that I felt we should have sold. It would have been nice to see Kepa leave for good money just because of how much we paid for him. I'm surprised that no one came for him, but I mean, so it would have been nice to see that. So on that regards, I'll say that's probably out of three. I'll say that's a 2/3.
Are you
So
really
we're down
surprised
to
nobody
so
came
what?
for? Are you really surprised nobody came for Kepa?
No, it's because of the wages. It's because of the wages.
Oh, okay.
Wages, and also too, you're getting a player that can't really play at the top level. So there's that. And then lastly, amount. So we paid over 100 for Lukaku, which is what you're going to pay for a top striker in Europe. So that's standard. I don't think we overpaid. We got some really good prices for some players like Tammy, who was an academy player. We got 35 for Zuma. We got 5 for Moses and Zappa Costa. I think we got 7. So I think all in all, Chelsea had a very good transfer window. There's not a lot that I can complain about to really, really be honest. Yeah, not a lot to complain about. Good transfer window. I'll give it an 8. The only thing that would have helped is if we got Ronaldo for free, like y'all did. I mean, that would have been a 10/10.
Mm.
But you
It
know
wasn't for
what?
free. It wasn't for free, but yeah.
I mean, right? Damn near free, right? Or we get Messi for free. That would have been a 10/10. But so I think we did what we were expected to do. And
8/10.
sometimes there's 8/10, or maybe you can
That's
make an
so
argument for a
modest.
9/10. You think so?
Yeah, that's so modest. Like
Yeah,
you guys had literally the perfect window.
in my opinion.
But in my
I will say
opinion,
that.
like it's like 11 over 10 actually.
So the reason why I wouldn't say that the okay, 9/10, 9/10. That's the max I'm gonna go.
That's more like it.
That's more like it. I was like
Yeah,
8.
Like
It's a
what?
little modest.
What?
you
Okay.
know us, us Chelsea fans would like to be modest.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, you like to really be modest. Okay. Mr. Daniel.
Oh
Daniel
boy.
told me last week I should relax. We're gonna get DM. Daniel, tell me why.
No,
Since
I
we are
said
getting
I said we might get a
Cristiano
DM.
Ronaldo, tell me why United is going to win the quadruple. Because we have Cristiano, Jadon Sancho,
Varane.
Varane. There's one person. Just three? There's one
Yeah,
person.
that's
Tom Hitton. Tom Hitton. Don't ever forget Tom Hitton.
finished player. Finished player. We bought him for European registration.
Yeah. So Tom Hitton. Okay, so tell me, rate United's transfer window.
Man, say a solid 7.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, because when you look at it, like these are 3 marquee signings. Like whether you like it or not, like to get Ronaldo at 15M, no matter the age, no matter what the wages are, you're getting Ronaldo first of all. Varane, experienced player, don't care what all the they talk about his form dipping and him quote unquote regressing. I think I talked to you about how I felt him coming to United was kind of like a step down. So I expect him to do well. And then, Jadon Sancho is Jadon Sancho. We've seen him be consistent over the years. Probably, need some adjustment period, but like I said, 3 marquee signings. To use, that as a metric as well. Outgoings, not so good, like not good at all. Because I don't know, why we're giving guys like Pereira new contracts and then sending them out on loan. I don't know why. We're keeping Lingard to fight for his place. Like, you don't have a place. Your place is in West Ham. They need you. They want you. And like, even up until deadline day, there were talks of giving Lingard a new contract and then sending him out on loan back to West Ham. And I'm like, just let this boy go. Like, just let him go. Like, we keep holding. We're such a sentimental club. That's why we keep handing out all these contracts. Resigning Mata for like a year at the beginning of the season and preseason, resigning Matic. I'm like, these guys. I'm like, no offense, but these guys they're done. They're washed. They're old. So you should just let them go. The fact that we didn't get a defensive midfielder is also very concerning. But I guess this is where, like you said before we start, this is where the coaching is gonna. I'm not that optimistic, but we'll see where that takes us. And then Dan James finally should have never come to United in the first place. I still maintain that he was never good enough.
I agree.
He's never good enough. Like, literally anybody can be fast. Like, there's no end product, I was joking the other day with my friend. I was like, Adama is just a juiced up Dan James. Like,
I actually think Adama is better than Dan James.
Oh no, of course he is. I mean, he actually takes people on. Like, I was like, I haven't seen like this. This is not like me trying to turn this into a Dan James slander thing about like. I was like, I haven't seen a winger with literally no skill, like no tricks in his book, no, like not even a step over, not even a shoulder drop. Like, it's just raw pace. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead to Leeds, go press or do whatever, and come back to play against us, and then we'll slap you guys 6 or 7 again. That's fine with me. But yeah, it wasn't good enough. Which other outgoings did we have? I think that was it. Mostly loans.
It was Dan James and loans. Yeah.
Yeah. So he wants to. I think the manager's saying everyone will fight for their place, and he's giving them all these friendlies and stuff. I guess the focus now is squad depth, and he might be paranoid. I think he's paranoid because the problem, I think, was the last season or 2 seasons ago, was like when like our bench was really, really poor. Like, we've gone from bringing on Igalo, who's a legend now. We've gone from bringing on Igalo from the bench to having, the option of Cavani and Ronaldo and stuff like that. Midfield should have been sorted out, but we'll see. 7.5 for me. Yeah, I think with the incomings and the money in comparison to what these players are, their value, I think that's a solid 7.5.
Okay. Next Yama's comment. I'm echoing again somewhere. Hope I'm.
Didn't you sell Dan James for 50 mil?
No,
it was 30. 30.
Yeah, 30, 25.
That was £30 million.
Yeah, I think we bought him for was it 12? So he's actually
we bought him for 15.
15, and then
so for £35 million.
Yeah.
Add-ons.
Yeah,
possibly.
So you still have Mata on the books?
Yeah,
we gave him a new contract, 1 more year.
I mean, but then again, though, he's good at writing articles and stuff, so he'll be a good ambassador. Yeah.
Says Chelsea fans modest. Have you met Dada and David? And I guess that's the next comment spy from David saying I'm modest. Sure. Or maybe that's Dada. That's probably actually Dada saying I'm modest.
No, that's not me.
That's not modest. We all know. So quickly, I'll say I probably agree with 7.5, 8 to 8. Because now we have a bloated attack. Because now, to be honest, I put Pogba and Bruno as part of that.
Attackers, yeah, exactly.
Because Bruno is shadow striker.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a FIFA term. Pogba is pretty much like a left wing.
Middle wing.
Middle wing, exactly. You want to be honest. So, our midfield is what? Fred, McTominay, Van Dijk, who is in jail. We're still begging for him to come out. We don't know what happened. He's in Solskjaer's jail. And the key has been thrown away. There's Matic, who is pretty much a lorry. You can have 5, 6, 7 games, good games. When we play teams that just read the manuscripts, they will press the life and it's done.
Yeah.
The central midfield is a problem. It's a big, big problem. The CR7 for sure, it gives us goals. I said it and I maintain you get goals. What's going to happen is literally goals from you just take out goals from Rashford, Cavani, and just move to CR7.
Wait, you guys still have Rashford, man. That's a stacked attacking line.
Yeah.
So, like, if Rashford was going to score 15, take out 5 from him. Cavani is going to play less minutes for sure because he cannot play on the wing. Because CR7 is not going to play on the wing, and we're not going to play 4-4-2.
Yeah.
So that tells me straight away that Cavani is going to score less goals, and Ronaldo will score more goals. Now, that will definitely help us win some tight games. That's true. I agree. Does that take us to the ultimate glory? I don't think so. That's my opinion. I don't think.
So sorry to jump in here. I was gonna say like, whatever you guys were, and trolling aside, when I come on this things, I try to be troll free. Whatever you guys are gonna win without Ronaldo, you guys are still gonna win it either way. So if your trajectory was to win the league, hypothetically, by you having Ronaldo, yeah, you're gonna win the league. If your trajectory was not to win the league, by having Ronaldo, you're not gonna win the league. So I don't to be very honest, I don't think Ronaldo gives you that extra, 20 points from nowhere. But what he can do is get you on a more comfortable path towards winning, right? So that's kind of like when she's like getting like congested fixtures and things like that, and you need a player to kind of like give you an extra kind of like something different, on some tight games. Yeah, Ronaldo would do that, but I don't know if he can be the one to like carry the team on his shoulder and put you on to victory. The way Aguero has done for City, the way Kane did for Spurs, the way Hazard did for us. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of player that can just like, yes, 20 points on my back. Here you go. I got you. Ronaldo right now in their United team is not going to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
so it just increases your chances of whatever your previous trajectory was going to be.
Yeah.
To be honest,
because he's more clinical. He comes in Premier League, he probably becomes automatically, maybe him along with Kane, becomes the most clinical. Yeah. But what happens when the ball doesn't get into the box? What happens when we have to defend? Like from front, you have to configure your attack because he's not going to press. Ronaldo's not going to press. He doesn't press anymore. Yeah. So all those things you have to now start putting in place. You have to carry him. You have to carry him on defensive point of view and see how that works. You have to carry him. You probably have to carry. Who else is going to play? You have to probably carry.
I mean, we've been carrying Bruno. I mean,
yeah.
On the defensive side. Yeah, he
but what did
defensive work? Yeah. My fact, all your forward players, maybe other than Cavani, even the Cavani drops deep sometimes and does okay for the kind of striker that he is. But Ronaldo, man, I don't think you'll even be getting any yellow cards or anything.
Yeah, but I think
that'd be a good bet to see how many yellow cards Ronaldo gets for fouls in the league.
I'll let Daniel take this one.
Ooh, are they taking away penalty duties from Bruno? And what's Ronaldo's shirt number? Man, I don't know. I know during the Europod we talked about how like Bruno's roles for club and country are different. With Ronaldo coming in, it's just one of those things where it's up. I think it'll be pretty much up to him. I don't think Solskjaer has this kind of reputation of I still want to be the man. Irrespective of the stars or whatever. So I'm actually going to go out on a whim and say that on a limb and say that Bruno will still be taking the pens. But I don't know. It's hard to tell. Personally, I don't care. Unless fantasy team and all that. But like personally, I don't care. Shirt number. Dan James has left. I hear when a player leaves, after already playing, it opens the path for shirt number changes. So what I've been hearing and seeing online is that when we come back from international break, Cavani is going to take 21, which is his Uruguay squad number, and Ronaldo will get number 7. But I don't know.
I think.
Sorry, hold that thought, Bola. 1 second. Roman said Ronaldo is 7 and Bruno.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think Ronaldo is 7 yet. It's not confirmed because I think 14 teams. For what I read on the Athletic, 14 teams in the league have to agree for Ronaldo to, since they already like started the league for that shirt number switch.
Yeah,
teams have to agree in the league. Like they have to actually agree to he getting number 7 from Cavani because Cavani is still in the Premier League. If he had left, that's different. It's open, but because he's still there, other teams in the league have to agree. I think I read that. I read the article Bola, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I think that, again, troll free zone. I think Man United did a really good job. I know a lot of Manchester United fans are upset that you didn't get that DM, but I think you guys are okay. And I think one of the best things that you guys did this window was actually to keep Cavani. If you're going to be competing on multiple fronts,
Yeah.
you're going to need the depth and quality in depth to be able to compete and still score goals and be effective. And I think that was actually one of the most impressive things, managing the egos of Cavani so that he will still say, even though Ronaldo's there. And you got a lot of young talent too, so like up front it speaks for itself. But even if you did want someone a little bit more sturdy in midfield, no one's going to replace Pogba, no one's going to replace Bruno, right? And I think McTominay can do a job for you guys. Fred can also do a job for you guys as well. And it's just going to come down to. I know, man. You don't like. He's not Kante, but he can do a job.
Yeah,
Uh,
he does a job.
He can do a job. And then you now have a sturdier defense as well with Varane coming
Yep.
in.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be as exposed as what he would have been in previous years.
Mhm.
So I think you guys do well.
Okay. I think before I wrap up, I'm going to say one comment for sure. But I made those comments privately, and then so for me, one of the things I I was slightly concerned about it was around the alleged. I have to put it out there, of course, so that they don't come for me. Alleged rape allegations for Ronaldo. The handling by United media, a lot of United fans, a lot of people try to say they're compartmentalizing, which is fair in a way, right? Since he wasn't charged, it's an allegation. But this is my personal opinion. I just want to put it out there. I feel like there's been a lot of negligence purposely by a lot of United fans, especially because this came around the same time with Mendy's. That's not an allegation. He's charged for it with Mendy's sex rape allegations, and a couple of on social media, some United fans, big United fans, United accounts, like actually, trying to say, oh, make it like a club. My club is better than a club thing. And the same window, like where we got CR7. I thought that was for me, I was just not comfortable with that. That like, this is a serious allegation. People are trying to compartmentalize, but there's also this thing where people are sweeping under the carpet, like, okay, he's not guilty. So because he's not guilty, it's not. But people should take, my opinion is people should take their time and read the full dossier on, the whole case and read about the allegations. That's just, personal thing I want to put out there. Who do you guys think won the transfer window? When I say win now, let's start with EPL, then go to Europe. I'll put it out there straight away. I think Chelsea had the best transfer window in England. I think so, personally, just because everything that I said. Any thoughts from anybody else?
Arsenal. Come on. Look how much they spend. How can you compete with that spending? Come on.
140 million. Yeah, I think it went up, right?
It went up. They got what's his name?
Tomiyasu, some
Tomiyasu,
weird from Bologna, the defender.
Who's also not good. It's a very weird transfer in my opinion. He's not a good player, like just period. So
I don't know enough about him. I really don't.
No, he's not good.
But Dana, though, to your point, I think what's interesting is when you started your analysis, or I think, Bob, when you started your analysis of Liverpool, you stated the things that your team needed, right? You started off by, we have a team and we need to plug XYZ, right? Same thing with Daniel. Is like, oh, United, we need a DM, we need this, we need that. And I know we're kind of jumping over the praise, but the reason why Arsenal had a bad transfer window is the team needs an overhaul. And what ends up happening when you have a team that needs an overhaul is you really don't know where to start because you don't have a strategy. I can tell you, like teams like City, they know what players they're going to get next year and the year after.
Yep.
They have a profile. They don't just go to the market and buy, anything that's available, right? So same thing with Chelsea. It's kind of like we knew what we needed. We knew what we're going to need next season. Next season, I'll be 2 seasons from now. We might need someone to replace as a Paletta. We might need someone to replace Rudiger, right? There's sort of like a pipeline system going on.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with Arsenal is it's kind of like, okay, they don't have a cohesive team. So who do you replace? Who do you build the team around, right? So I think that's kind of like one of
they're
their
missing that key
problems.
player as well.
Exactly. And I agree with Iron Man. I think, as I said, just to be honest, I think Chelsea probably had the best transfer window.
Yeah.
Had City gotten Kane, the title would have gone to City. But I think us getting Saul the last minute and then getting Lukaku, I think I can see that. United being a close second. Yeah.
Was there another signing for Chelsea? Was it Lukaku, Niguez, and then
Nope.
the young guy Bettinelli, right? But was there someone else?
Oh yeah. We signed Saul Ruiz is a defensive midfielder, or it's a central midfielder out of Atletico Madrid.
Saul Niguez. Yeah.
Oh, you thought there was somebody else, Bola? No, there was. They tried to get Kunde.
They didn't get Kunde. That's right.
Yeah, we didn't get him. Yeah, that didn't work out.
I think Chelsea had a fantastic window. Chelsea for me is second. I have to give it to United. I think.
Okay.
And again, it's close, and that's no shades to anyone. Now, United didn't fill all their holes, but you guys were extremely active. Like the Jadon Sancho signing was big, and then to top it off with Ronaldo, like looking at it holistically.
Yeah.
For the amount of money that you spent and the amount of shirts you're about to sell, and all that money that's going to come in, that's going to help you to buy even more players in the future. I just think that that's really important. And also the Varane. Was Varane for free?
No.
20, was it 30? Was it 30, 35?
I think it was like 40 million, right?
Yeah.
I think it was like 40 million.
Yeah,
35 or 40.
With add-ons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's close between United and Chelsea, but you have
let's
to
not get a shout out. Yeah. They had a decent transfer window. Shout out. I think they come probably somewhere there, third.
Who?
Leicester.
Probably third.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Why? Tell me why you don't think so.
Oh wait. Okay. No. Yeah. I thought you meant like in terms of whether you're finishing the league.
No, absolutely.
No. Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They got Lukman on the final day, right?
Yeah. They got Lukman.
That's
They got
good business.
They got Sumare. They got Vestergaard because they lost what's that boy? Fofana.
Yeah. Very nasty challenge, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't even see that friendly. I just
no.
About it. Overall, who has a quick shout in Europe? Who had a fantastic transfer in Europe?
PSG, easily.
PSG?
Easily. Come on.
But long shots.
They've built an FUT team, like FIFA Ultimate Team. Literally.
PSG got, you can't argue that. They got Hakimi.
Ramos.
They got Wijnaldum. They got Ramos.
They got Donnarumma.
All for free.
Then they got last win minute. They got Nuno Mendes. But his left back was very good.
Yep.
Like, wow, these guys, how did they pull that off? So, and I always thought the left back was their problem. That Diallo guy. Yeah. Every time I watch him, I'm like, this guy's gonna get found out. And over in the I agree.
And kept Mbappe.
And kept Mbappe.
Exactly. Tik Tak.
Exactly.
And they are not Tik Tak. Oh Lord.
But sorry, just a little on that transfer. Like I found it really, really bizarre from both Real and PSG. It's like I offer you 120, 150, 175, 200. And it's crazy. Like at 175 and 200, they weren't even picking their calls anymore. So it's like from the Real side, why are you so insistent on getting this guy now?
Ego.
He's free in 9 months.
Yeah.
Ego, man.
And on PSG, how do you refuse 200M?
Ego.
Same thing. Ego. That's really we forget that like the people that run this club are egotistical people. They're not making optimal decisions. They just have it's ego. So pretty much it's Real Madrid trying to remind the world that look, we're still Real Madrid. Don't slip on us. You know what I'm saying? We are who we are. We're gonna do this and we're gonna put the money out there. That's just all it is. I agree with you. I think it's just egotistical decisions. That's it.
Isn't it very ironical though that a couple of months after the Super League,
there you go.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing too. Like, where's everyone having all this money from all of a sudden?
Perez saying about people are spoiled, Super League, he did it, blah blah blah, like this, to balance the books, all of these things, and just a couple of months ago, all the things he's doing now is what they were saying they needed Super League for.
Yeah,
it's very. I found that very ironical. Like, wow, it's very very interesting.
So also to Daniel, like just to like on your point, I think too what a lot of this clubs try to do is if you sell him now, you sold him for sure, right? A lot can happen between now and next season.
Yeah, yeah,
So next season, I don't know, just hypothetically, Mbappe changes his mind or he gets injured or he drops form. So what they're betting on is from now till 12 months,
hmm
you're betting that there's a change of art or something happens,
Yes,
right?
that's
So
true.
I think you're paying for an optionality
yeah,
that something can happen in the future, right? So I think that's one of the things because we have scenarios of players who, oh, they're gonna leave this season, they're gonna leave this season for sure. You get them for free, but sometimes you don't get them for free because
hmm
something happens. Like they just say, what, I'm gonna stay this season because we won Champions League, and next
yeah,
thing you know, is on a high,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And then he
It's
signs a
just
new contract.
he signs a new contract and then leaves the season after or 2 seasons after. So,
Yeah.
or maybe then something happens to Real Madrid financially and they can't afford him, and
Yeah,
all of a sudden it's stuck. So it's you playing the future game because you don't know what's going to happen in the
yeah.
future. So
That's true. When we take the comments, as Chelsea is up there overall with the first they made and the players they let go. Agree. A keeper, I guess that's the Bettinelli. Oh, friend of the show, Otto says, Otto, by the way, is a real fan. He said, hey guys, you refused 200 million when you literally.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they
true.
do. They do.
Yeah,
Facts,
Thanks for the comments,
facts.
that's true.
Otto. We'll try and get you on the show, man. He's a Real Madrid fan, good friend of the show. Uh,
Random question: Are the teams that left the Super League are we gonna actually gonna have to pay Perez? Like, you remember the rumors, the reports, like
yeah.
100 million is $100 million. Is that real? Have you heard
Nah,
anything
I
about
think
that?
I mean during that entire period where Perez was spiraling,
Of
like
course.
every single day he was just coming out saying one wild quote after the other. So I don't think I don't even know. I think there's still three teams that are still in there, right? I think Juve,
Barcelona, right?
Barcelona, and I
And
think
Real.
Madrid are
Yeah.
still they're still in there. They want to form their own. It's interesting. We'll see. See how it develops.
Yeah.
Yes. The other teams that we can quickly, for me, I shout for terrible transfer windows in Europe. Barcelona is Barcelona for sure, ongoing, rolling, selling Griezmann back to Atletico when he just bought it. Oh my goodness. He sent him, but Barcelona is just rolling terrible, terrible transfers. Who else?
They
Arsenal.
got Luke De Jong on the final day.
On the final day, yeah, that's decent. Arsenal,
With
yeah.
Braithwaite.
You said what?
To partner with Braithwaite.
Wait, wait.
How about that?
Middles
Okay,
Burlington.
let's jump into predictions. EPL predictions. Let me take all those comments. I'm happy he didn't move to Madrid. It's only 4 months out to save 200 million to spend on his possible salary, stadium upgrade. So in the long run, it was beneficial to Real Madrid. Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Point.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Top six predictions. Who wants to go first? Okay, I'll just say, Bola, give me your top six predictions for the EPL.
Wow.
I'm going to do top six and we're going to relegation. So this is going to form part of the article that we typically do on like or fantasy group, extraordinary fantasy group, top six predictions and relegation contenders. So let's go. We got 15 minutes left. Let's go.
I'm not sure.
I'll come back to you. I'll come
Come
back
back
to
to
you.
me. Come back.
Daniel, I know Daniel's
I can
ready.
go. Yeah, I can go. So I'd say
Kill
Chelsea win the league.
Okay.
United comes second.
Okay.
City third. West Ham fourth. No, sorry, Liverpool fourth. West Ham fifth.
Who's
And
six?
the reason sixth Spurs.
Wow. You think Leicester are going to capitulate this season?
It's the Brendan Rodgers way. I've always said it. For the past 3 seasons I've been saying it. It's just the Brendan Rodgers way.
Shut up. You won FA Cup.
It's just the Brendan Rodgers way. That's a small what's it called? A
Arteta
small.
won FA Cup too, though.
Thank you
So
very much.
I agree. I
Thank you
agree.
very much. No,
But
it's just
still, I agree. But when when people do those kind of comparisons, you have to put context, right? They did very well in the league and still won FA Cup. It's not like they like Arsenal was
yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
terrible.
yeah. But no, it's just I don't know.
You don't trust
Rogers is
Rodgers.
just yeah, and the reason I have Liverpool all the way down in fourth is like Bola said, Afcon. I looked at the fixtures during that period, and United actually have a, you know how like everybody has, this, we have a weird chunk of like difficult games from
Mhm.
like October till December, and then from December to February it's just like, almost kind of like how it was last season. So I feel
FPL,
like
FPL tips by Daniel. That's FPL. People United assets. They went from December to February.
I feel like it's kind of that we might be in a similar situation where, maybe we're top of the league or something and by New Year's, but with the attacking reinforcements we have, I feel like we might be able to maintain being up there. But Chelsea are just so good. Like, and then West Ham are, they're gonna do their thing. I think they cracked the top four this year. No, they may or may not. I think fourth, fifth is probably where they'd be about, because they're such a good counter-attacking team, and it's like people are not realizing that yet. But yeah,
Europa. How are they going to cope
oh,
Europa?
that's true. That's true. They have a Europa run as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
uh,
Okay. Let's go to Dada. Well, I still come back for relegations. I want
yeah,
to make this quick. Dada.
So for me, I think the best three teams, Chelsea, City, United on paper. Um, the reason why I'm not going to give it to United, even though they have the team and everything, is just because of the coach. And I'm not going to belittle Ole here or whatever. I just feel that he's going to struggle tactically with other coaches. So he's going to, based on his resources, he's not going to maximize his resources. So I think that drops out. And then for City, the reason why I think City may not win the league is because I feel mentally Guardiola wants to win Champions League. So I feel like when there are games where he has to prioritize one over the other, I think they're always going to prioritize
yeah,
Champions League. So that's kind of like my theory. But they do have the squad, they do have the depth. I think this season Chelsea is going to take it. Um, I also see a scenario where we drop out of Champions League earlier than most other teams. I don't know why. I just get that feeling this year. Because when you're a champion, people are gonna come at you so really hard. So I think Chelsea wins the league this year. Um, and then I think United City would be second, United third. And the reason why United is going to be third is even no matter who your coach is, the team is just so good. And you saw the last game against Wolves where they were playing crap for like 90 minute, 80 minute, and then what's his name of your
Greenwood.
Greenwood just came out of nowhere with a fantastic, so those individual talents will
Yeah.
always win you a game. And also, too, Ole is a feel good coach, man. He's going to have you feeling good. You're going to be eating good. He's not going to be stressing you. You know what I'm saying? So you're just there. Everybody's just happy as fuck. You're gonna score goals and you're gonna
Yeah.
play well. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It may not give you like tactical instructions, but it's going to have you feeling good.
Just
So
vibes.
vibes. You're going to
Right.
give you vibes.
Right. Okay. Okay. Name your fourth, fifth, and sixth. Quickly, Dada.
So it just quickly then Chelsea first, City, United. I think Leicester City are going to be fourth this season, just because I feel like they've gotten closer many times. I think this is their year. And Liverpool, I'm going to drop to five. I think they're not going to make top five because I think Klopp performed a miracle last season, and you can't do two miracles in a row. So I just don't see Liverpool doing that with AFCON. And I think Spurs is going to finish above West Ham, and West Ham is going to drop out just because of Europa.
Europa. Yeah, fair enough.
Bola, give me now quickly.
I'm going to keep it the same as what we did in the preview show. I'm going to go City, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea. And then I'm going to put Tottenham fifth, West Ham sixth.
Okay. Okay. I see this.
Yeah, I'm just a little worried about the team during January.
Okay.
But we're only playing Crystal Palace and Brentford. That's what a lot of the people use to justify. But I'm just worried about injury. I'm worried about injury and I'm worried about that. If the season goes well and we're able to sustain, I think we may be able to finish second because I think our first 11 is so strong. But we shall see.
Okay. Good points. Good points. I would say mine quickly. I also think Chelsea will win the league. I think City comes second. I actually think Liverpool comes third. This could be fluid, to be fair, third or fourth. I think Liverpool comes third. Um, I think Man United comes fourth because I think there'll be a stage in the season where we're going to have injuries and Solskjaer is going to balls it up. when it comes to rotate because he's not good. He's not good in rotation. He's not. He's shown this every time. He likes when it's time to rotate. He's going to balls it up. I think he's going to balls it up. Fifth, I go to Leicester, and sixth, I go to West Ham. Man, I don't believe in the Nuno hype. Nuno hype is going to bust later. I'm almost confident of that.
But then, man, they have Kane. Remember, they still kept Kane because I feel like the whole Kane saga, like mentally, people think Kane is in City or Kane has left Spurs. Like,
No, he's still there.
we still have Kane.
He was there last season.
Yeah.
And they barely made seventh. He was there last season. Let's not forget that. He was there last season.
I mean, you know who else was there last season, right?
Mario, yeah. But remember how they started? They were flying
Yeah,
at this
that's
time
true.
last season.
That's
They were
true.
flying.
That's true.
They hit us for 6.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Last season.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, that. Nuno is a.
Yeah.
I don't trust
Nuno,
Leicester.
yeah. He's
A lot
like,
of people do.
yeah, you have a point there.
I don't trust Nuno. I know that it's good to later on. When things start getting tight,
Yeah.
I need to figure out creativity is going to struggle. That's what I think.
I replaced them with Leicester in mind then. I'll take them out of my top 4. But I think West Ham keeps. I think West Ham stays in the top 6.
So, are you saying I should put Leicester there instead of Spurs? You?
For me, Leicester instead of Spurs.
Okay.
Why is no one putting Arsenal
Huh?
in top 6?
Please.
No, I mean I'm saying though, because like they imagine if they change a manager early.
No.
The quality of players are still. I still think it's not up there yet.
Let's go to relegation. We have 8 minutes. I have a hard stop at 7.
Okay.
Relegation, Daniel. Let's go.
Norwich.
Don't tell me why. Don't tell me why. Just list them.
Norwich standard yo-yo team.
Come prepared. Man.
No, Arsenal. Hold on. Okay, come back to me. Let me pull up the table real quick.
I can tell you mine straight up. Norwich, Newcastle, and Watford.
Fantastic. Bola.
Norwich. I was actually thinking Newcastle too.
Okay, yeah. Stick.
I think Watford might stay though.
Who's your last person?
Might stay. Brentford.
All right, yeah, I'm back. I'd say Norwich, Newcastle, and Burnley.
Okay.
I know it's a wild shout, but no, the evil Sean Dyche has done in this league is enough.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time to go.
Time to go.
It's time to go.
I say Norwich, Watford, and yeah, I agree with Burnley. I think this is it for Burnley.
This is it for them.
I think this is for Burnley. They don't have enough goals. That their football they're playing is not going to work. No more.
From the depths of hell.
That's a team I would never bet against to go down.
I know, but I bet against them.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see. Quick comments that came in. See, Arsenal cannot put. Oh, Ovi, my man. Arsenal fan says Arsenal for top 6.
Oof.
Ovi, if you get this right,
we put money on that.
Yeah, let's put some money on that.
Please quote me in the future. You just go edit this. If you get this right, Ovi, you get a gift card from Pretty Fantasy. If you get this right, Arsenal finishing top 6, you get a gift card. Because this is something I'm almost so sure about that is not happening. Top 6.
What's the highest you think they finish? Just
Arsenal?
Yeah.
I think they repeat where they finished last season.
8th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because I think Spurs, West Ham, Leicester, and at least Everton finish.
Yeah.
Because of Benitez. Rafa is a pragmatic manager. I just don't see it at all. I'll be shocked if they finish top 6.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked.
If they fire Arteta early, they might.
Who will they get though?
Who do they get though? That's the question. Who's willing to look at that Arsenal project and say, "Yeah, I'll take that"?
Attractive. It's not attractive.
Not coming.
Yeah,
that's a fair point. I know
they'll fire him early, but I think the person they will get will be someone that will just keep them
steady the ship.
Yeah, like what Gusidink. You'll be a Gusidink type person that will just steady the ship. Let's not get relegated. Let's not. Good vibes, and we'll end up like 8, 9, 10. Like they're not going to do more.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big Sam job, man.
You said what?
Sounds like a Big Sam job.
Hey,
That's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout.
Big Sam for Arsenal. Ooh, well, that's a weird. I don't know. Arsenal for 10th. Yeah, I mean, if they could easily end up 10th, I would not be surprised. Any other comment for the season? Let me give random one. Top scorer. This one is not a prediction. I'll go straight away. CR7.
Same.
No, because he's not going to be playing every game. I think Kane keeps it as usual.
Okay.
So why do you think he won't play every game?
I just don't see that. I don't see Ronaldo playing every game in United. Every league game.
Every league game.
This EPL,
Really?
I think it will. If
I
he's
think
not
he will. Like, it's Ronaldo. Like,
he play every league game.
it's
It's a cup game, he
Ronaldo.
probably will not play. He's playing every league game. He's playing Champions League and League. He's playing those two.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
FA and all those ones.
You might not see him in those games at all.
Until
Yeah.
we play like a strong team. That's when it comes in. When we
Then
play,
you guys will be benching a lot of players then.
I mean, I said it. I mean, that's for me. That's one of my worries. Like I said,
If Ronaldo's going to be a starter,
Solskjaer is
but then the thing too is if Ronaldo's going to be
rotation in the Premier League, and that's
Yeah.
where it balls it up. Personally, that's
and,
what I see.
and if Ronaldo is going to be starting every game, then every other department's got to be on point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. CR7.
Oh wow, Ovi, wow,
That's
Man,
Ateta.
wow.
Very top form. Ovi,
Yeah.
Ovi, stop on whatever you are.
Yeah.
Ovi, whatever you are drinking or smoking, stop it.
That was a good shout. Whoever your OV friend is, I'm getting inspired by
Stop.
Siamara and her
For
bet
real.
last year, and I'm willing to make a bet with our friend OV about Arsenal in top 6. So holler me in the Facebook group.
Ovi,
Let's make that.
challenge hasn't played. I can make you, Bola is betting with your top 6 bet is open. How much, Bola? What's your wager? Let's know quickly.
Let's start off with $50. If he wants to go up, we can go up.
Okay, Ovi, I'll text you. Bola, who's your top scorer?
CR7.
CR7. Last question. Random last question. Champions League winner to end the show.
Not PSG.
That's a good one. Name. Okay, give me one name there. Not PSG, not a team.
Not
Give me,
PSG.
give me a team now.
Man City.
Bayern.
Bayern. That says Man City. Bola.
Definitely not Man City, not PSG.
Okay,
7
then-
loading. Let's go.
Liverpool. Okay. I'm gonna say one.
Who?
Atletico.
Ooh.
That's my shout. Atletico Madrid wins Champions League
Good
season.
shout.
That's my shout. We've come to the end of the show, guys. If you're joining, it was a quick one. The Tik Tak show. Like, share, subscribe. It was fun. It was a quick one. Thank you for all the comments. Someone says not PSG or Madrid. Says Man City. That's probably Dio. I trust. That's the Pep fanboy. Like, share, subscribe. Bola, Daniel, Dara. Thank you guys for coming. It was fun.
Sir.
It was great, and we're out.
All right, take
Ciao.
care.
Take care.